This is not going to be long at all. First off, we're hitting the ball. Okay, give me a second.
Random disclaimer.
I wrote this script and recorded it the day the Jacksepticeye audio leaked, assuming that was a legitimate take from him. But 2 weeks later, Jacksepticeye went on a podcast himself, admitting that even he acknowledges that was an incredibly stupid and unserious thing to say. So I do apologize for the harshness of my words towards Jack in this script. However, seeing how things have been developing, the criticisms and sentiments that I have in this video are very much my most genuine thoughts on a larger discussion I'm trying to have. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to be a bit controversial. I do ask that you all watch with an open mind and a willingness to surrender your biases at the door as we begin this conversation with one another. Please and thank you.
Now, Jack, a completely unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast? No. Jack, do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube? Yes. Now, in all honesty, Jack, why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't think you had fun playing Squid Games? You don't think you had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know.
If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun. Ooh. I thought you were going to get me with that one, didn't you?
I don't know when this started, but for some reason the internet has unanimously decided MrBeast is the reason everything on YouTube sucks now. And it pisses me off because y'all are way too old to be saying shit this stupid. MrBeast did not ruin YouTube. Also, Jacksepticeye's rise to prominence was Let's Play videos. He isn't a pioneer of creativity and art on this platform. The only reason he stands out is because he was here first. I don't know what it is with people and this, but you all magically get amnesia when it's time to talk about why things are the way they are. And instead of coming to a greater understanding, I see opinions so bad I have to ask my friends if these are unironically shit posts or not. YouTube beef is never relevant, only topical, so let's just make this clear immediately. Anyone you see defending Jacksepticeye in this situation is only defending Jacksepticeye because they either hate MrBeast or love Jacksepticeye. It's really that simple. What Jack said is not only wildly inappropriate for someone of his status and visibility, it is objectively wrong. It's some weird revisionist bullshit he's pulling, pretending that YouTube was this dynasty of only the most honest, authentic, and purely creatively focused YouTubers dominating the platform. Then you look at who was actually popular at the time, and it's Leafy is Here, Keemstar, Logan Paul, Fousey2, Daddy05, Onision, Jake Paul, Rice Gum, EDP, Austin Jones, Ali A, Sam Pepper, James Charles, and I. This is not even a complete list of all the people you grew up with who publicly did bad things. The list of people who tried to groom their subscribers is somehow longer. What's absurd to me is you all will homogenize to condemn a 24-year-old for having the very human reaction of taking offense to a peer of his talking about him in such a hideous way. But for some reason continue to be absent-minded to the very real reality that all of your favorite spaces have been compromised and corrupted long before his appearance. The process you are witnessing with these MrBeast clones is a process that is only accelerated. Have you guys noticed that as the incentive for money grows on YouTube, the MrBeastification of YouTube has only gotten more intense? Everyone is optimal. Everyone is copying each other. Everyone is a spectacle. Everyone is reacting to content. Everyone is selling out. Patty Galloway does not provide an actual service. 99% of gurus are full of shit. I see YouTube analysts and YouTube historians try to articulate this current phenomenon as a phase of the internet, that this current culture is an organic conclusion, as if shorts feeds being 99% podcast clips and red pill content is the natural progression of Neon Cat, Annoying Orange, Minecraft, and Happy Wheels. Instead of starting another useless dialogue where a bunch of people talk about nothing, let's have a more insightful discussion. Why is the incentive for money so corrosive to our creative spaces? The problem should not be framed as the MrBeastification of YouTube. Like, seriously, what the fuck even is that? It should be framed as the commodification of MrBeast. These copycats are not inspired by MrBeast. They are copying MrBeast. Their inspiration is self-interest. You are mad at him for making content he loves on a platform he loves, when the reason why you are upset with the way things are has nothing to do with him or his influence, but the profit incentive that comes with being the biggest YouTuber on the platform. You assume Matthew Beam did MrBeast content because he loved MrBeast. If the most popular content on YouTube was taking dick, you see him getting spit roasted on your homepage. The issue I have with the dialogue being generated right now, both socially and online, is that you people are talking about nothing, absolutely nothing, because you have been tricked into thinking being willfully ignorant is based and cool. Being a fucking moron is not Paul Grizz Skibbity. You're 23, my nigga. You were the guy we were calling a loser as kids back in 2012. It's this weird bystander effect y'all have where you spectate and interact with these situations like they don't affect you when it's your lives, it's your attention, it's your time, it's literally your money that serves as the resources for any of this to happen to begin with. These people are preying on your ignorance, your time, your money. They flood your feed with copycat videos, drowning out creatives that are trying to make meaningful and impactful content that can't compete with a content meal and a system that rewards repetition and monotony, therefore punishing originality and spontaneity. Mr. YouTube, how can I broadcast myself when you don't even give me enough time to figure out who I am? You haven't seen an era on YouTube like 2012 since 2012 because all the true creative me that could be bringing you more art are being drowned out by profit incentive.
But Mr. CJ, the reason why these people are so successful is because they're copying MrBeast. That's why it's his fault.
So what you're saying is because other people who operate in self-interest have commodified his content formula to profit on his popularity, that instead of addressing that, instead of attacking that, instead of criticizing that, we should attack MrBeast for being the most successful victim of this trend like they didn't do the same thing with Ryan Trahan? Like half of the content on my shorts feed isn't podcast clips and the other half of the content on my homepage isn't react channels. These people have always been on YouTube. They were the ones doing fake prank videos. They were the react channels using other people's content without consent. They were the people making Elsa and Spider-Man fuck in front of kids. They were the ones scamming people with cryptocurrencies, fake gambling giveaways, and peddle their merch onto children. They are opportunists operating in self-interest. The only true ontological evil in our society. That is why you hate these people. Because they are willing to corrupt, corrode, and ruin this entire platform if it means they get a monopoly on this market. That is why we hate XQC. That is why we hate Sniper Wolf. Not because he is white, and not because she is a woman. Because they are both the content creator equivalent of a fucking landlord. You think MrBeast is a sign of decay on YouTube and not the fact that a woman who has not made a single piece of original content in literally years competes with his monthly viewership. You think Kai Cenat is a sign of decay in streaming and not the fact that XQC gets a $100 million contract to literally stream other people's content while he goes to take a piss. What you're witnessing right now is these opportunists in their latest form. It feels so suffocating because for the first time, the #1 YouTuber on the platform also makes some of the most engaging content on the platform. So they're copying him like they would copy any other successful formula because they want money. It is the most visible to us because MrBeast's content is palpable for everyone. This kind of grifting, however, pops up literally everywhere. It's in our politics, it's in our social discourse, it's in our online discourse, it's in our video games, it's in our medicine. The potential to make money matters more than the utility a thing serves. So integrity is just seen as an unnecessary expenditure. So you get a platform infested with bad actors uploading honorless content, slicing out authenticity in every single corner of their videos for optimization, and acting like fucking baboons in the public eye for the sole purpose of attention seeking. That's why everything feels the exact fucking same everywhere you fucking look. Because everyone is cannibalizing each other's content in hopes that they could be the one to benefit the most from this market. You need to ask yourselves a serious question. If the content being uploaded from the channels you trust are the works of charlatans, then of what worth does that content actually serve? You say TikTok is the reason we're engaging less with media. I'd argue what we're witnessing is far more insidious. We're disengaged with the videos we watch because we subconsciously understand we're witnessing a shift from a sea of content and content creators to a sea of advertisers and advertisements. Your social spaces are being treated as billboards and you wonder why you can't stomach a video longer than 2 minutes. You're literally skipping it like a fucking ad. You don't engage with the video because you're not even engaging with reality. You understand it's just a nothing burger for retention and revenue. Now, I'm gonna talk some shit and it's gonna hurt some feelings. And I mean no disrespect, but you guys need to hear this. Jacksepticeye is the bourgeoisie. He's the establishment bitching that the worker makes more profit and has more influence than him. Jacksepticeye is not extraordinary. He is painfully average in virtually every way. He only saw growth because he started uploading Let's Plays on the same games as PewDiePie and Markiplier, which means he did exactly what he's accusing MrBeast of inviting to the platform. That's why Jimmy said he didn't want to talk shit, because Jack's a hypocrite. Yes, I'm sure he loves to play video games, but you know what probably fuels that love? The fact that all he has to do is play video games, and that's enough momentum to generate $4 to $5 million a year. And the only reason why you, Jacksepticeye, hold relevance to this day is because you hold a piece of the Let's Play marketplace hostage. Because the only reason you even have that viewership is because you took advantage of another creator's popularity at a time where there was no competition. You are the most visible Let's Player. Not necessarily the funniest, not the best at the games he plays, and yet you get promoted the most aggressively by YouTube because your existence online has been commodified into a brand. The people defending you and calling MrBeast an immoral billionaire don't realize the only reason you still have relevance is because you hoard a section of YouTube. YouTube's economy is fueled by attention, which means you hoard wealth. Niggas think because they like you is different. Niggas like Elon Musk. And it's like, bruh, eat the rich, eat the rich. You don't even know why you say this shit. It's not because people can acquire wealth. It's because people hoard wealth. That is how sick your minds are. You have associated wealth with status, luxury, and privilege when all wealth means is generating a lot of income. So when you see MrBeast work to innovate on every project he makes, you gawk and call it cringe, you shame it, but think it's based and cool that PewDiePie making a meme video gets more views than there are people in entire countries. In fact, if this video's view count was a population, it would be the 4th largest country in the world. As a matter of fact, he made this video because his channel was competing with the influence of the 2nd largest population in the world. And people were riding his dick so hard you thought it was unfair that an entire country's collaborative efforts was the only thing that can outpace one Swedish man's influence.
You got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million.
You think that's acceptable? You don't think that's a juvenile system that can be easily exploited? Sure. I know we want to think it's based and cool that one man has that much influence, but you realize in the marketplace of attention, where our very eyes are a resource, he might as well be John D. Rockefeller, because what value does PewDiePie's content produce that is so outstanding he warrants that much mimetic influence to this day, other than he was just here first?
What the fuck is that?
He just uploaded Let's Plays. He got 133 million views for a 3-second joke. That's what commodification looks like. You've commodified the content creator archetype into that of privilege, luxury, and status. So now that people have to actually work for their millions, you call it a decline. That is 7-year-old shit. That is why does he get to but I don't shit. The majority of Gen Z is adults now. Why are you encouraging this dumbass rhetoric? You know why MrBeast is working so much harder than every other YouTuber you see? Because he is actually working for his money. The fun MrBeast is having is not in generating income, but using that income to stabilize the career he has always wanted his entire life. Yes, he is naive. Yes, he does not fully realize the ill intent in some of his gestures. No, he is clearly not a bad fucking person. He is an anomaly, and he is an indication that we still even have hope to beat this system, because he is proof if an idea is good enough, people will look. But as people start to look, and as MrBeast's very existence becomes more and more commodified, the cultural value of his content starts to lose worth. And unless he plans to use his influence to push ideas that could tackle the systemic issues that don't allow new creators the proper breathing room to gestate, he will eventually just become another commodity, which means he will eventually just be upholding the status quo. MrBeast is the single best YouTuber on the platform. Not the best artist, not the best musician, not the best animator, not the best streamer. He does the YouTube game the best. That is why people copy him. That is not his fault. That is money's fault. That is YouTube's fault. We need to address that directly. You give these people the status of gods and they do nothing. Hundreds of millions willing to heed at their call, millions upon millions thrusted into their pockets, and yet they say nothing and do nothing. Your subscription gives them the status of gods. Your viewership fuels their entire economy. You are paying tithe to their church. So why are you letting it be a dominant metric for money or popularity, and not at all about the quality of the content they produce, or the utility they serve in their communities, or the character they inspire with their popularity? These are the most elevated and visible voices in your communities. They guide the zeitgeist. When they speak, people listen. And as much as you want to pretend everything is in politics, the phrase is literally voting with your wallet. So when you give these people your time, energy, and money, they act as your elected officials. And like H-Bomber said, you elect these people to be your leaders, they do nothing, and then you wonder why everything is getting fucking worse. You have the audacity to question why somebody with that much influence should speak on important issues. You have the gall to act as if with the resources they are given, they should not be doing work equivalent to those resources. You think $1 million should be given to someone who doesn't lift a finger. Why? Do you idolize their position? Are you secretly hoping to benefit from the system like they are? Why are you operating with the mindset of a temporarily embarrassed millionaire? You're the person they're exploiting, you fucking idiot. Their success is not vicarious. They're using you to make that money. You say you don't know and you don't want to know. I say willful ignorance and apathy are the emissaries of death. You say how could they and why should they? I say imagine if the God you serve, when you presented him your problems and asked if he could help, turned to you and said, I don't know and I don't care. Would you continue to serve a God whom only serves themselves? Why are so few of you talking about this or coming to these conclusions? We are adults now. Please stop attacking MrBeast. He is a symptom, not the problem. We all need to have better conversations. We all need to have more coordinated discussions. And we all need to let go of our delusions and embrace reality so we can have a sense of urgency to act on these issues. Our world is falling apart. Can we stop pretending it's still the summer of 2016? Can we stop idolizing ignorance? Can we stop deifying being stupid and start talking about real issues? Or is it going to take something horrific happening here? Because clearly what's going on in the global south is not enough to wake people up. We can start right now in the comments with an actual discussion. I'll start by asking a question. Why is the incentive for profit greater than the incentive to be creative on a creatively focused platform? Leave a comment, I'm serious. We need to start having this conversation, like right now.